Here's a truth most people won't want to talk about, and that is you're not stuck in your 9 to 5 because of money issues. You're stuck in your 9 to 5 because of fear. Fear of failure, fear of uncertainty, and fear of breaking free from the structures and systems that have trained you to fear. But that fear that once was a barricade or a wall is now going to be a doorway for you to walk through and achieve the successes in life that you want, using fear to your advantage. In this video, I'm going to break down why we stay trapped in careers that don't serve us. And I'm going to show as an example what I did to break free from the cycles that I was stuck in, to rebuild my life and the successes of my life with freedom at the center of my choice. This video is going to supply you with 3 concrete steps on how to use fear to your advantage no matter where you are in your life. But before we get to all that, I just want to introduce myself. If you're new to the channel, my name is Jason. You're watching Successipe, where we talk mindset, creative development, and how to live your life to the fullest. If you are on that path and you're digging that kind of concept, please hit the like and subscribe button and notifications. That way you stay on point with all the videos that we're coming out with. All right, now let's get to it. Point 1, why we stay stuck. We are raised to chase security. Look, education, college, job, retirement, all of these things that somehow define our identity. But the reality is not everybody is that angular. We're not all that square. When I refer to myself to people, I don't typically tell them what I am or like what kind of job I do. I just tell them I'm squiggly. I like to be able to have the freedom to maneuver in and out of what society tells me is success. And through that, you can build the strength to break free from the confinement of the fear and really start to trust yourself to become who you really want to be. And that is not defined by what society says. It really starts within. And the second piece to part 1 is learning how to break free from the 9 to 5. Look, if you are a 9 to 5 wage earner, this video is not here to make you feel bad. No, it's quite the opposite. I'm happy that you feel secure and strong in the position you're in. This video are for the people that feel anxiety, stress, and a lot of fear about continuing to stay in the structure that doesn't suit them. Breaking free from the 9 to 5 is against all system logic. So you are not crazy for having this fear. What I want you to start to think about is that this is an imposed fear because the system needs people to stay in line. And because you're having these feelings about wanting to break free from the 9 to 5 is a really, really good sign. This is saying that you are acknowledging and becoming aware of who you are. And now it's about using that fear and using that new development of awareness to start to feel confident to break free. Look, when you are learning how to speak a language, think about it. If you're 25, 35 years old, you've been speaking that language for a long time. If you're 35, for 34 years. So you've been developing a vocabulary. My point and metaphor for using the whole idea of vocabulary is that you are just now becoming aware of your feelings and wanting to break from the 9 to 5. It took you 30 plus years, however old you are, to learn how to speak and use the vocabulary. So you can't expect yourself to all of a sudden learn how to transform the fear into a positive movement of success, because you are just now coming to the awareness. But you're at your very first step, and that is the primary step. You have to walk step by step to achieve your successes. So acknowledging that you are not feeling secure in your 9 to 5 and you want to break free and have your own economic freedom and livelihood freedom, that is an amazing awareness to have. And we're just going to continue to keep building on that. And to build on that is the concept of identity. We are trained to identify ourselves with our profession. Think about it. When you go to a party and you introduce yourself, pretty much the first 3 questions that someone's going to ask or you're going to ask is what they do for a living. Where I'm living now in Mexico, nobody gives a damn about what I'm doing for a living. All they care about is who I am and how I'm showing up. The identity concept and the ego has shifted. So this is part of the reason why we stay stuck. We're stuck to the identity that we apply to ourselves, to what we do for a living. So if our 9 to 5 is defining us and all of a sudden we don't want to be in a 9 to 5, then who are we? These are major questions that we need to break through and have these paradigm shifts, these mindset shifts. Start to think about not how your work defines you, but who you are as a person defines you. Moving on to step 2, mindset shift. Rick Rubin, the famous music producer and author of The Creative Act, A Way of Being, says, "You won't have the answers when you begin, but beginning is the answer." And this is where the real shift happens. Look, when I opened the restaurant, I had so much anxiety. I was just freaking out that I didn't plan enough, that I wasn't ready. But then I let go of all of that control. And I started to look around at who my team was, how good was the product, how ready was I, and I realized that, yes, I just need to make this jump. And once I made the jump, then I became agile in air. And this is my main point I want to put to you guys, just like Rick Rubin says. You will not have all of the answers. Beginning the process is the answer. Moving on to step 3, here's your actionable steps. How to convert your fear into fuel. Step 1, define your freedom metric. Not just how much money do you want to earn, but what environment, emotional state, and daily rhythm makes you feel the best. Step 2, build a relationship with fear. Don't fight it. Talk to it. Ask it. What are you trying to protect me from? Write down your fears and imagine outcomes. 90% of the time, they're just illusions. Step 3, turn your fear into a signal of action. Every time you feel the fear, train yourself to get excited. It means something important is coming near. Fear is a compass pointing you directly towards growth. Don't freeze, lean into it. Here's a final thought for you guys. I understand that this is difficult and it seems almost impossible, but I want to let you know everything is possible. Look at me for an example. I left my 6-figure contract in Northern California and moved to Mexico. And I did it on my own terms and on my own creative act. So if I can do it, you can do it. In the comments below, let me know what is preventing you from leaving your 9-to-5. I'd love to talk about it. If this video was inspiring to you and you're serious about taking control of your life and getting the most out of it, check out this video right here where I talk about my move to Mexico and what that did for my understanding of success. Until next time, thanks for sticking in with me. Ciao. Boom, boom.